On boxing community, welcome to Coffee and Donuts for Grown-Ups. I am the master of ceremonies, the Mickey freaking legend. Crest legend, what's going on? Shout out to Sports Talk Network. Shout out to the boxing community. Coffee and Donuts for Grown-Ups. Third one of 2026. How y'all doing this morning, man? Talking a little bit of boxing, just a little bit. Just a little bit, get your day started. I'll be your Folgers in your cup this morning. So I wait for a few of y'all come on in as y'all get the notification. Talk a little light work boxing, not too much boxing. I mean, there's some things going on, and then there's just some things being talked about, and then there's some things that's just not going on yet. But as you see, the name of the thumbnail, the new 147 weight class, the new class of 147 welterweight contenders, competitors, champions, whatever you want to call it, but definitely a weight class which is one of the most beloved weight classes in the sport of boxing. It lost some of that light, that liddy. It lost some of that liddy, you know, after the last class had dispersed and they all went their separate ways. So we still looking for the welterweight division to still be a weight class that we all love to look at, because for some years it's been one of the most exciting and one of the most competitive weight classes in the past few decades in the sport of boxing. But like I said, you know, as time goes, some things is going to change, people. Some things is going to change up. And that's what happened. Hey, it is what it is. So right now it's a whole new weight class, a new class of fighters. I have to understand, and just like everyone else has to understand, you can't get but too upset, because it is what it is. 147 is not the same as it was just a couple years ago, but it shouldn't be that far off. But right now, it kind of look like that it is, you know, because I mean, when you look at the champions that at 147, it's kind of a circus. Just being honest, this is how some people really feel about the champions at 147 pounds, and this is the reason why 147 is in desperate measures to have better fighters at that weight class, so the weight class won't become boring, because like I said, 147 was lit for decades, you know. So us true boxing fans who love the welterweight weight class or just love boxing wants to see that competitiveness back at 147, like we did with Bud and EJ and you know, Keefe Pooh and Sean Porter and the rest of those guys. Mike, women in the building, salute to you. Appreciate you always coming through first. Salute to everybody that's coming through. Smash the like button. We talking about the 147 welterweight division. They need a new class. They need some new asses up in there. So it sounds like there's a few fighters that want to quantum leap up to 147. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I guess it's gonna make 147 a little more competitive. Now, this is the reason why things got to get moving. And I don't want to sound like a broken record, but the thing is, Mike, they gotta do something with these weight classes, because as long as there's too many weight classes, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna have a whole lot of this nonsense jumping around, and some of these fighters are not fully challenging themselves. We're not seeing fighters sit through a whole entire weight class anymore. Let's talk about that. We're not really seeing these fighters sit through an entire weight class. And I'm gonna tell you one thing that's scary about it. And these guys are young. These guys are young, and they jumping weight classes already. What's going on here? And I see a couple people dropped off, but that's okay. But just look at it. I ain't even talking about the older guys. I'm talking about these young pups. They jumping weight classes already. we haven't seen enough of anything with some of these fighters. I'm being honest. Now, one thing that makes 147 a little more interesting, and I don't even think it's because this guy is that good. It's just because he sells himself very well, and that is Keyshawn Davis, who we didn't see do a damn thing at 140. Now he's supposed to take this one fight at 140 and go leap into 147. Now this is where this discussions later on in these fighters' career, or even when these fighters' careers is over, this is where the conversations start. So when we start talking back and doing a playback on what these fighters done in their careers, and we get to talk about what they fought in multiple weight classes, I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not trying to hear, oh, he fought in multiple weight classes. Yeah, he had a fight in multiple weight classes, but are they actually sitting in a weight class and actually competing in a weight class against the best fighters in the weight class? We're not seeing that with these young guys. We're not seeing it. But we're saying right now, we're looking forward to these young guys because the older guys, that's a little older, that's, old in boxing age, they're it's coming towards the end of that chapter. We know we're not getting some of these fights with some of these guys, so we might would just keep it moving. But the thing is, we get to talking about multiple weight classes because I hear conversations, oh, you fought in multiple weight classes. To me, it doesn't matter if you fought in multiple weight classes. To me, it matters how good you are. You know what I mean? What's going on? How you doing? Thanks for coming through. Coffee and Donuts for Grown-Ups this morning. But here's the thing. Now, Keyshawn Davis, here we go. Now, listen, this kid only got 14 fights. Okay, so 14 fights is not a steep enough career for me any goddamn way. All right, that's not a steep enough fight. That's only 14 goddamn fights. Within 14 fights, people bragging that he became a champion. Well, he became a champion by some of the easiest ways to become a champion because he was not tested at all. He didn't fight no true contenders and none of that. So my thing is how this man went from prospect to champion. He's not that damn good. He went from prospect to champion, got a belt from one of the weakest champions, at that time with a goddamn belt at 135 pounds. A champion that did not get in the ring with other champions way before Keyshawn Davis came along. That's why he was able to get the belt from one of his weakest links at 135 at the time, because that dude was scared to get that goddamn belt taken from one of the upper echelon guys at 135. So we can't keep going around and bragging about what these guys doing in their career unless we really paying attention. And it's a whole lot of incompleteness in it because these guys is talking about they reaching for the stars and they want to put their foot down and all this, but these guys is not even going through weight classes, and this is because these in rank when they jump around in weight classes. And like I said, Keyshawn Davis only got 14 fights. He don't have no more than 15 fights if he's at 15. In this fight with Jermaine Ortiz, I think it would be his 14th fight. And like I said, he's now he leaves 135. He missed weight, goes to 140. Said I'm going to 140. Then talk about I'm taking a whole year off. He did the whole nonsense, acting like an ignorant, with the situation with Nair Albright, who lives free. Nair Albright was his toughest opponent. I ain't saying the best, but he was damn near as tough because Keyshawn Davis had an easy route, baked oven, goddamn resume right now. Let's just keep it real. He hasn't been in the ring with no killers. He hasn't been in the ring with nobody that's tested. He's been in there with journeymen, C-class fighters, and motherfucking past participles, what they used to be. That's what the hell he been in the ring with. He ain't been in the ring with nothing tough, so I'm not really sold on how good this guy really is. So now he's saying, yeah, so let's be honest now. Yeah. So let's be honest now. Devin Haney is the most talented, most skilled. Devin Haney is the most talented, most skilled boxer at the welterweight. This bullshit. So we ain't really got no champions there. The dude Lewis. Shit. So it's really nothing heavy there. So when we talk about Dev and levels above these guys skill-wise, more competitive because Keyshawn Davis is moving up there. Now, Keyshawn Davis, probably skill-wise, is better than some of those guys at 147, but is he good enough to go in there and beat anybody? I don't think he's good enough to go in there and beat no goddamn Devin Haney. Let me make that clear right now. So he said he wants to how you doing, boss? He said Keyshawn Davis calling Dev out, said Dev's name. So Dev said, yeah, I ain't got no problem fighting Keyshawn Davis. Now, of course Dev wouldn't have a problem fighting Keyshawn Davis, because I ain't got Keyshawn Davis beating Devin Haney. Alright, Keyshawn Davis is really not that damn good. Devin Haney is good. You know what I mean? Devin Haney is good. Like I said, he's the best at 147 right now, but that welterweight division ain't nothing like it used to be. So it's a weak ass weight class. So anybody can go up there and be the man, but if Keyshawn going to go up there and straight get a fight with Dev at 147 while everybody else is bullshit, pulled out the fight. They were trying to get the fight with the European guy, Lewis Crocker, but he don't want to go up and smoke. So that's out of the damn question. That's out of the question, and we definitely want to see Dev be tested. And I don't really think he can test that 147 foot testing. So let's just say they do make this happen. Let's just say, quote unquote, Keyshawn gets past Jermaine Ortiz. He goes to 147, and he gets to fight with Devin Haney. Now I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Do I want to see Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney? To be honest with you, fuck no. But if this is how Keyshawn is going to show us if he's really like that, because I'm telling you, I don't think Keyshawn that good to be jumping in there with, going from the guys he's been fighting and going in there with Devin Haney. Just simply of different fucking levels. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know how this is going to work, but I got Devin Haney beating Keyshawn Davis. But I don't think it would be a big fight, and that's another thing. Would it be a draw? Would it be a big fight? Devin Haney's been doing his thing for a minute, and he's been around, but Dev is not considered a superstar. He's barely considered a star. Keyshawn thinks he's a goddamn star. Maybe he can become a star. But do they have the star power to pull the people out? I don't think Keyshawn got that much big of a fan base. He need to do more, and Dev is still trying to do that. So I think it'd be a good fight, but a big money fight, no. And you probably would have to put it on a undercard. I would not try to make that a main event, because they're gonna lose fucking money. They try to make, if Keyshawn Davis and Dev fight at 147, they cannot try to make that. They better not try to make it pay-per-view. That's one thing for sure. They better not try to make it pay-per-view, because it's not going to be worth it, because neither one of these guys draws revenue like that. It's just be honest. But other than that, like I said, it'd be good for boxing. but
69.
I have Dad beating him.
Oh yeah.
Hurry up, my coffee getting cold, man.
Oh yeah, that's that. No, no. You done?
Almost 8 o'clock. I'm done.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I had to get my coffee for this last couple hours.
So how are we gonna sleep?
Man, I only sleep 3 hours a day, because I go to another job when I leave here.
Straight and go home first.
I go home first for a couple hours, then I go to another job.
So the couple hours you sleep?
That's a couple hours of sleep, man.
Oh, so you're going after that to sleep at now?
Yeah.
So how come you drink coffee? You're gonna sleep?
Little bit helps me sleeping up, balance me out, help me sleep and stay awake at the same time. Is weird, but
Just rest your body.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like I get.
Got it. It's okay. Yes.
All right, thanks.
Next time.
All right, see you guys in the morning. All right. Yeah, so like I was saying, so I don't know if it's going to make the welterweight division any better. Now, there has been talks that there's some of the top guys at the junior welterweight division at 140, which I think is one of the best competitive, most lit weight classes in the sport of boxing right now. Then there's been rumors that some of the top guys at 140, or even some other guys that's good, have a good one, bro, or some of the other guys that's good at 140 may move up to 147. And this is why, you know, it's starting to be too much moving around with the weight classes. So how are we going to get some stability as far as level of competition in these weight classes where you have these fighters constantly jumping weight classes? And I think this is a scary thing because, like I said, these are young guys and they doing this early in their career. But it's boxing fans that love fighters who fight in multiple weight classes. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's the way that you go about it. You know what I mean? And people think the more weight classes that a fighter it makes him better because he's more multi-dimensional or whatever the case may be. That's not true. You know what I'm saying? We have people who only stayed in maybe 1 or 2 weight classes and dominated, but it's about what they send there, you know? Yeah, so it's not about that. So now, like I said, you have fighters throughout their careers, they didn't fight in multiple weight classes. Now, I mean, some fighters didn't fight in another weight class until they were really at the very end of their career. Bernard Hopkins, for example, dominated the middleweight division for a long time because he was able to stay at 160 and 168. You know, Bernard could have easily retired after his run at 168, which was the best 2 weight classes for me for Bernard Hopkins, was middleweight and super middleweight. You know, but he did move up, but we see that fighters can dominate in smaller weight classes. I mean, look at it right now. We got living proof evidence of it right now with Master Inoue, who is a guy who has been strong on, 10 toes down, that he's not moving up multiple weight classes, okay? And as much as we would like to see Master Inoue move up to multiple weight classes, it seems like he's stubborn with his choice and say, I'm not moving up anymore. I'm just gonna stay at this weight class and y'all either gonna take what I give y'all or y'all not. And it seems like that's what it is. So, I guess if we gonna put up with, we gonna let Inoue just stay at the small weight classes and not move up and really test himself, then I guess we should have that same energy for anybody else that does it. But this is not really about them. This is about the guys who's jumping around in multiple weight classes. But That's kind of hard to grade a rank a fighter when you look throughout his career, and when you look at his career, that's saying 25 fights, he done fought in 5 different weight classes. But in these 5 different weight classes, did he actually fight or made an appearance at the weight class? Because if you just take a fight in one weight class and then you go to another weight class, then you just made a pit stop at that weight class. You just made a stop. You just did a little pickaboo. That's it. Just a cameo appearance. So, you know, you can't even say what was his career at 122 pounds, or, you know, let's keep it where the subject is at. You know, at 140 pounds, 147 pounds. He didn't have a career at 140 pounds because he only had one fight at 140 pounds. So how are we going to be ranking these fighters when these fighters are constantly moving around in these weight classes? And one thing, they don't even fight enough, for one. A lot of these fighters don't fight enough, for one. But these guys is fighting more than, they fighting in more weight classes than they actually fucking fighting. Did y'all hear what I just said? They fighting in multiple weight classes more than they actually fighting. And it is messing up the rhythm of the sport when they do this. So how good these guys really are, and then they're going to use this narrative. Well, you know, they say when you're moving up a weight classes, you dare to be great. So the reason why I decided not to waste so much time at the lighter weight classes because there ain't enough of a challenge there. I know what these fighters going to say. I know what your fans is going to say, but I'm watching the same thing that you watching, so tread carefully. But you get on here and you're capping for these guys, but what can 147 do? How many fighters need to go to the welterweight weight class so it can be that darling division like it just recently was? Because like I said, and I'm going to keep on repeating myself, if there's anything that I'm going to keep on repeating myself, is how weak the welterweight division is. If y'all want to keep hearing me talk about the same thing, you won't hear me repeating myself about certain fighters, but you're constantly going to hear me talk about there's too many damn weight classes, and these guys is doing too much quantum leaping and looping and jumping and mighty morphing into different goddamn weight classes where they ain't even took care of business in other weight classes. Where is Keyshawn Davis' career is going to start? It hasn't started yet. Oh, what you mean? He got to go as a champion. It ain't start yet. And I have a boxing motto, and I think y'all need to get down on it like the Kool in the Gang song, or just get with it. And this boxing motto of mine is say, a lot of these fighters, a lot of these boxers, careers is over before their career is actually over. Now you sit back, relax, and think about that. And I guarantee you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. You would understand exactly what I'm talking about, because I give you one prime example which fit that narrative when I say that these fighters, a lot of these boxers' careers is over before it's actually over. Because a lot of these guys be pricing them damn selves out all damn crazy, asking for money they didn't even generate yet. How you gonna ask for something you ain't even worth yet? How you gonna ask for $1 million? You ain't even made $1 million. You're 100,000 dude. You make 100,000, but you ask for $1 million. If you only making 100,000, that's not showing us that you can generate $1 million. In order for you to get $1 million, we got to see if you can generate $1 million. What are we talking about? So that's starting to make me think that now that these fighters is being short-lived, that these weight classes not staying in these weight classes for very long. How are we going to rank, how are we going to judge their career later on down the line if they in 10 different, he fought in 10 different weight classes, yeah, he had one fight in 10 different goddamn weight classes, huh? We're not going to be able to get jiggy with that at all. So for me personally, as a boxing fan, I don't like it. I don't like it. Like I said, too many damn weight classes, and these fighters ain't really being tested. I never seen fighters go from fucking prospect to fucking champion. Never seen fighters go from prospect to champion. I thought it was prospect, then contender, then champion. And don't tell me that they goddamn good, because let me tell you something. Keyshawn Davis ain't never, he's not good like that. You mean to tell me at his age he was better than what Floyd Mayweather was when Floyd was his motherfucking age? Get on out of here. Floyd got it through the goddamn mud. That's what he did. That's why Floyd can talk that talk, because he actually did it. And y'all keep on talking about Floyd messed up the damn sport. Floyd didn't mess up a damn thing. Stop saying he messed up something. These guys is not doing what Floyd did. Y'all leave that part out of it. Y'all can say all the bullshit that he did. But guess what? He stood 10 toes down, was a fucking gym rat, wasn't smoking no weed, wasn't drinking no alcohol, wasn't doing none of that shit. Stood on business and handled business and became a man. None of these dudes is trying to do that. See, they want to receive the benefits from putting that type of work in, but they don't want to put that damn work in. They don't. So I don't know what's going to go on with some of these new fighters today, because they don't like to fight that much. As you can see, they too young for this bullshit. They too young not to be so inactive. And then the level of opposition that they fighting, a lot of them should be fighting 6 times a year, because they getting in there with a bunch of goddamn tomato cans and goddamn tomato cans and all that ish. Let's just be honest, man. So, who's going to bring value to the welterweight division? Does Keyshawn Davis, if he goes up to 147 to fight Devin Haney, is he bringing value to 147? Does Keyshawn Davis make Devin Haney's resume any better than what it is? That's a hell of a question. Would y'all like to help me out this morning? Yeah, let's talk about that. Huh? Let's talk about it. How much credit Devin Haney gets for beating Keyshawn Davis, who I think ain't that damn good, so I can't even give Dev that much credit, and I ain't even trying to be funny. Because I'm hard on Dev, because Dev have a whole bunch of C-class level fighters on his resume. Let's just be honest. Dev don't have a whole bunch of killers. He don't have a whole bunch of B-level, A-level, elite level fighters on his resume. He don't. Most of these guys don't. So he's not alone with that. Most of them don't. That's why I do not understand all the rah-rah talk, and these guys ain't even got none of that shit on their resume like that. We keep talking about they damn to be great in legacy and all that, and these dudes ain't giving us that. They ain't giving us that. We out here lying our asses off. We not getting that. so cut the bull crap. We're not getting that. Let's just be honest. I'm here to talk boxing. I'm not here to put to bluff up these fighters' resumes or to talk down on them. I'm speaking on the way that it is. I'm not going to make something be that it ain't. Just because I like a fighter, I'm going to be honest about the level of opposition that they're fighting. That's just what it is. And a lot of the guys that we like are not getting in 50-50 fights. And most likely they won't be getting in 50-50 fights. It's just what it is. But how much better does Keyshawn Davis makes Devin Haney's resume? If Keyshawn Davis is so damn good, I don't think he that damn good, because the boy ain't been tested yet. That's why I think it'd be easy pickings for fucking Devin Haney. I think it'd be easy pickings for Devin Haney. You gotta have some experience getting in there with him. The young man is good. The young man is good. Now, do he have the best resume? No, the hell he don't. I need to see him in there with the killers. He keep fighting dudes that he don't need to be fighting. Devin Haney need to take his ass to 154. To be honest with y'all. Dev really that guy like that, he need to take his ass to 154 and kiss 147 goodbye like that lock song. You can kiss your ass goodbye. La la la, la la la. I'm just being honest, y'all. I'm just being honest. And see, this is one thing that Devin Haney put on me. So this is what I expect from Devin Haney, not because I set these expectations. He gave me the vision of these expectations. And the kids say he's that good and he don't mind getting in there, he'll get in there with all the best. Now, I'm not totally doubting that. It just looked like he's moving, he's just procrastinating with it a little bit. Because like I said, you know, what legacy is it there for Devin Haney at the welterweight division? None. None at all. The only thing left and that's worth any, God damn it, then when we think about the welterweight division, man. Like I said, look at the other champions. Barrios. I respect Barrios, but Barrios is not a wholesome champion like that and not really that skilled level guy. Let's be honest. Rolly Romero, who's been a work in progress on the scary side of things, he has improved. But is he elite A or B level guy? No, he's not. He's a C level guy he's blossoming into boxing, you know, far as strategy, you know, technique wise, very late, but the kid can hit like a fucking brick. All right? Then we got Ryan Garcia. He's talented, but he talented. Is he skilled? Come on, y'all know what I'm talking about. There's really not that many skilled fighters at 147 pounds. So if Devin Haney is that guy and he's on the level that he say that he is, then Bill Haney, y'all need to get the fuck out of 147, my guys. Don't give me that legacy-ish. If you ain't gonna give me no legacy fights, and ain't no damn legacy for goddamn Devin Haney. Just a bunch of goddamn milestones. Him at 147 is like early in his career at 135. And we know he didn't fight a lot of, you know, top guys or very skilled guys at the lightweight division. I'm not coming down on him. I'm talking what it is. So, for me, and I go off of what they tell me. I don't set no expectations for them. Who the fuck am I? I'm gonna go off of what they told me. I'm going to take their word. They say they fighting for legacy. Okay, dude, let me see you go for legacy. At least I know you going for that. Now, when you show me something different than legacy, when you just fighting a bunch of C and D goddamn batteries, then I know you're capping. Now, if you say you fighting for money and you fighting for the big bucks, then I understand that you fighting for the money and the big bucks, and I only expect you to fight for big money and big bucks. Just like you only can expect a prostitute to be a damn prostitute. The fuck? So my expectations is what they give me. I don't set my own expectations for nobody, because nobody is here to fucking impress me. Like, I'm not here on this planet to impress no damn body. So if I were you, I wouldn't set expectations on me either. You know what I mean? Maybe your children or something like that. But for these athletes, hell fucking no. They set their expectations for me. I don't set them, because they not here to please me. Who am I? They not solely getting in the ring for me. So I wouldn't even act the hell like that. But see, if some of y'all had this kind of mindset, you'll go through this boxing itch nice and smooth. But some of y'all just get way deep into this boxing talk. And it's not that damn deep. Smash the like button, share it out, coffee and donuts for grown-ups. It's the host with the most, the master ceremony, the making freaking legend. I am CRUSHDALEGEND. Hopefully y'all enjoying the segment this morning. We got about another 35 minutes and I'm gonna get up on out the way. But man, hopefully, 2026, give us a little better year, because even though 25 was satisfactory, but I'm gonna be honest, there was a whole bunch of bullshit in 2025, and it looked like some of that is going to carry over to 26. I mean, just look at it. Just look at it, how it's going about right about now. Just look at it. It's sickening. But what we gonna do? But like I said, too many weight classes. They need to get rid of some of them. And these fighters is not doing enough. We're not gonna know how good these fighters are until they actually sit and compete. Keyshawn Davis, 13 or 14 fights. So that means he had 13 fights, because this would be his 14th fight, I think. So he only had 13 fights and got a belt within 13 fights. Not because he was that damn good, because Floyd Mayweather was that damn good back then, and he ain't get no fucking belt that damn early, so get up on out of here with that bullshit. Y'all kills me with because they that damn good. Get the fuck out of here. When y'all know a lot of people then got in positions and shit and was the least talented, the weakest link and all that. So don't give me that nonsense. I'm not trying to hear that, man. Y'all try that with somebody else. I ain't going for it, all right? Some of these fighters are manufactured in the industry plants. That's what the hell they are. Planted there because, like I said, this young man ain't did nothing for me to be sold on. He just so naturally skilled and stuff like that. I don't damn know. I don't know. I don't. But they got to do something, man. They got to do something because it's not very impressive right now. We just where we at with it. It's not good right now. And we can't say that, oh, right now it actually did something. No, for me, it's still in the same place that it was just some months, some weeks ago, some weeks and hours ago. It's still what it is. We're going to have to see what 26 is going to bring us, what these fighters is going to bring us, besides a bunch of nonsense and bullcrap. You know? That's what I'm talking about. No more, no less. No more, no less. But all this keeps shortcutting and only taking a couple fights and not completely testing yourself on weight classes. I'm not going for it. I'm not going for it. I'm not buying it. Got to show me more. Show me more. Now these guys are just hopping around, trying to get, what they trying to do is get big money fights without putting in a whole bunch of work. So, you know, really Keyshawn Davis thinks he's a star to whereas he can just go ahead and get these title shots and these title fights and big money fights. That fight, as much I would like to see it, it ain't gonna make no damn noise. It's not gonna make no noise. So if I was Keyshawn Davis, I'll be trying to get my value up a little more before going up in there trying to fight Devin Haney. I mean, it will work out for you. It'll work out for you. Devin Haney's not that star that a lot of people want him to be. Not that cash cow. Not that guy that's going to give you your biggest payday throughout your career. He might give you your biggest payday momentarily, but I don't know. I don't know about that. We got to see. These guys are not very marketable. And I think, like I said, the whole pay-per-view thing, they need to slow down with the pay-per-views. The boxing commission and the committee, they need to slow down with these pay-per-views. Give us a freaking break, man. Give us boxing fans a break. Every time you turn around, pay-per-view, and they were so disrespectful. The promoters was disrespectful in 2025 with all these goddamn pay-per-view fight cards they was putting together. Something that I didn't hear no one really touch on. How disrespectful the promoters were. We keep on every week, pay-per-view. The only thing wasn't pay-per-view doing boxing in 2025 was Pro Box. Shout out to Pro Box. But everybody else, oh, pay-per-view. This is a pay-per-view match. Dudes that's not even pay-per-view worthy. At all. So they need to change that ish. Don't keep trying to throw all these pay-per-view fights out here in 2026, because I'm gonna be honest, ladies and gentlemen, most of the pay-per-view cards in 2025 was not worth the money nor your damn time. Really wasn't worth your money or your time, and I'm pretty sure y'all can agree with that. So I don't want no repeat of that. And we know they good for repeating and giving us some bull crap, right? But these the things that we must touch on in the sport of boxing. Now, some of us may not want to, go that deep, because it kind of hurt when they talk about it, because some of these subjects are very touching for a lot of boxing fans because they're so sensitive. It is what it is. But we see we got another 10, 15 minutes in here, and I'm gonna let you people go. Well, as you know, we do have some boxing this weekend. I spoke about it momentarily yesterday, and it's Sabrina Matias, Puerto Rico's own, taking on Dalton Smith. Now, some say this is the first time Dalton Smith in his career been in there with a real competitive opponent, a real live wire. So meaning that a lot of us should be expecting Sabrina Matias to go in there and maul down on Dalton Smith. Do I expect that? Somewhat. This boxing though, y'all, anything can happen. Hold on for a minute. C2 to control, need you to come up for a second.
Control, copy.
All right, yeah. So I don't know, and then I haven't even looked into what was on the undercard. I'm not really interested in that, but I don't know. Could this be a very easy, quick night for Sabrina Matias? Or because you never know what you're getting with boxing, could this wind up being an upset that nobody seen coming? Because it been times, at one time, Sabrina Matias was the boogeyman. And for one moment, he was the guy to beat at 140. For a moment. And once he showed us he was, he wasn't any less than a human, just like anybody else, then things start to turn. So now it look like he's not the most dangerous guy, whatever the case may be in a lot of people's minds. It just is what it is. So, meaning that, hey, an upset can happen. Couldn't Dalton Smith pull off an upset? Could Dalton Smith pull off an upset? Would he put up a very good fight against him? We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out this weekend. Then I know everybody is really just waiting for the 31st. I know everybody's waiting for the, like I said, the 31st, where we're gonna get Shakur Stevenson and, hold on, I need to go to the bathroom real quick. Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, which everybody's lit on that, so I expect everybody to be talking about the fight, because it's a fight to talk about, and we definitely want to see everybody still putting their predictions down about who's going to win the fight, blah, blah, back and forth. I hear it and see people switching. Some people were saying T.O. first, then they changing their mind, then they going over to Shakur, vice versa. Then you had some people who sticking with their guns, and they straight T.O., they standing 10 toes down with T.O., and then you have the Shakur fans who standing 10 toes down with Shakur Stevenson. And I'm not gonna, and we can't get tired of it, talking about it, because trust me, the 31st is gonna be here in no damn time, because we know how time is moving. So can't get enough of talking about the fight, but damn sure, one thing that worries me about the fight, these guys got counter punches getting in there with one another. And one the hip hop, y'all know about the group Third Base with MC Search. Shakur said he gonna step to the AM on that ass. Shakur said, man, I'm gonna handle business on T.O. Now, let's say this, y'all, now, you do not have to be a knockout artist, to draw a certain type of fan base. You don't. We know knockout sells in boxing, but straight belt buckle to ass sells in boxing too. Don't get that twisted now. Let's not do that now. Let's not do that, people. We know. Oh yeah, the knockout this, knockout that, but come on, people. You ain't gonna sit and tell me that a nice old action-packed ass whipping don't sell either. Cause trust me, it do. And some guys don't need to be knockout artists. That's all you need to do is be the best at who you are. And I like guys who do what they do. If you're a knockout artist, be a knockout artist. If you're a boxing tactician, I'm expecting you to chop motherfuckers up, break them down, and all this other stuff. Not going in, knock them out, none of that. Expect you to break them up, break them down, shake them up, break them up, work them like an Etch-a-Sketch. Do the thing to them. Do the thing to them. Take them to boxing school, run a clinic on them. Take it to the bungalow on their ass. Have a field day with them. That's what I expect you to do. And let me tell y'all something. I love to see belt strapped to ass more so than a knockout. Now, if the straight ass whipping takes you straight into a good ass knockout, then that's cool. Then for me, I guess it depends on the mood that I'm in. Sometimes it don't even depend on if the fighter can knock somebody out. It depends on the mood that I'm in. I might be like, I know these two dudes is fighting, but I hope somebody knocks somebody the fuck out. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it depends on the mood that I'm in too, but at the end of the day, it's about the fighters because they're the ones that's in there performing. But I think, no matter what type of fighter you are, if you're a boxing tactician, a knockout artist or whatever, if you just a straight puncher or a straight brawler, I think if you put on a heck of performance, the people's gonna respect your fighting style. Cause as long as you looking good, you're looking sharp, and you're looking competitive and all that with your fight style and your fight performance, we ain't gonna give a fuck. We don't give a damn. Cause we care about the action. That's why, one of the things that the people was raving about with this fight with T.O. and Shakur, that we got two counter punches. We got two guys who that his opponent take the lead. They like to feed off their opponent. So, like I said, this is going to be a little different for these guys, but not that much different because I can say I actually seen Shakur be a little nasty, and it's times I seen T.O. get a little nasty. You see what I'm saying? So this is the time when these guys gonna have to get nasty with one another, y'all. That's what that is. They gonna have to get nasty with one another, and I'm gonna like it. So like I said, hopefully T.O. and Shakur just give us a hell of a fight. Now, T.O. is known to show up when he wants to show up. So T.O. better be ready for Shakur Stevenson. is going to have to be ready for Shakur Stevenson. Tio going to have to be more up for this fight than he's been in recent years. And we know to date right now, the best opponent that Tio has faced, and being honest, I gotta give Tio his credit, because when we talk about these fighters and who face what, I gotta give him his respect, man, because he has fought a couple good guys. He really did. You know, not gonna front, he has. He has. So we're normally giving another fighter credit back for who they've been in the ring with, the level of fighters, and we truly not giving guys more credit because we don't like the fight or whatever like that. And I see it. As much as Tio has pissed people off, still at the same time, we know Teofimo Lopez, you know, should been getting paid better money than he's been getting paid. You know what I mean? But that's neither here or there. But even though he hasn't really made the big money and he was asking for it, you know, and I think that's his attitude. The attitude got in the way of that, and it messed him up as far as with his fan base. But when we talk about that so-called, you know, fake ass Ford Kings, you know, and all that, you know, we talk about that, you know, Tio, in my opinion, has fought the better, tougher competition overall than everybody else. He has. You know, even if it's just one fight or more, but he has, when you look at it, you know. Like I said, when we give Ryan credit for, like I said, Ryan Garcia, his credit in showing people that a B-side guy can actually get the fight that he want with an A-side guy. All that the B-side guy don't have to do a damn thing. Yes, he do. The hell you mean? When did one have to do something for 2, 3, 4, and 5? You work your way up the motherfucking one. Not wait to get to one and work your way back down. That don't make sense. That don't make sense, but when we look at it, T.O. resume is pretty much dope when they talk about, has he been in there with some live wires? Yes, he have. He's been in there with Lomachenko. When Lomachenko was still good before the aging man started aging a little more, because Loma came in at an older age. So he's been in there with Loma, and a lot of people say this is where Loma was more so still close to his peak. He's been in there with a few other guys, you know. Now, some people don't give him credit for Josh Teller, but some people think Josh Teller was overrated, but T.O. has been in there with some guys, you know what I mean? So, you know, him and anybody come in?
No, I don't even know if somebody gonna be Plaza today.
Yeah, somebody gotta be Plaza, because Stan don't come back until next week. So somebody gotta be Plaza. But we gonna see. But like I said, I'm ready for this fight. I like it. Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson should bring the best out of one another. I know for one thing, this will definitely be Shakur's toughest opponent. In all respect, Teofimo Lopez is and will be the best thing that Shakur Stevenson faced. Some people say, well, you can say that about Shakur. Yeah, but when you already got a couple Good names on your resume. You know? We should see. But look, man, I'm about to slide out the way. I'm gonna get on out the way. I'm about to get ready for my man Clarence McClain with the No Duck Zone podcast with the chop up section. Listen, I appreciate everyone that came through this morning for this morning's episode of Coffee and Donuts for Grown-Ups. Once again, I appreciate y'all coming through. Smash the like button, share it out, let everybody know. 6 a.m. Monday to Friday, the best way to wake up without Folgers in your cup is the Coffee and Donuts for Grown-Ups. I am the Mickey freaking legend, the master ceremony, Crush the Legend. Salute. Shout out to the fam. No Duck Zone podcast. Shout out to STN Sports Talk Network. Shout out to Cam J Network. Jab Queen. Marky Dan. BBO. Prize Fighter. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody that's doing they do. Shout out to Just Do. Shout out to everybody that's doing the right thing with this boxing talk, man. Y'all have a pretty good Thursday, and I know I'm going to see y'all somewhere in the neck of the woods of this boxing community. Stay up, man, and stay alive, and don't let nobody bring your vibrations down. I am the Mickey Frigid, Masters of Ceremony, the host with the most, Crush the Legend, signing off from the Sports Talk Network realm, and I'm out.